Hi, guys. It's another episode of POV, the Gen Z Parent, your favorite parenting podcast for Gen Zs and Zillennials, where we share real life experiences, stories, and tips. This podcast offers a unique blend of insights into the lives of young adults navigating parenthood. And like we say, it's a no judgment zone because we're all just learning the ropes. On today's episode, we'll be discussing child spacing. Simply put, birth spacing, which is the time between the birth of your child and your next pregnancy. How far apart your kids are in age. Now, this is an interesting one because, of course, like so many other topics surrounding parenting, people have their diverse opinions and how they think that things should go or things should be done. However, research on this particular topic suggests waiting 18 to 24 months at least, but less than 5 years after birth before attempting your next pregnancy. Hmm. I think this is interesting, even though I am of the opinion that there's no one size fits all regarding these matters. Because honestly, real life is different from what research says, and life happens. So, different things would definitely apply in different situations. And yeah, let's just say life happens. So, it's difficult to just say, oh, this is what works for everyone. But let's go by what research says, I guess. Now, the decision to add another child clearly is such a big one and it requires some level of planning. Some people are fortunate enough to have the discussion with their partner and agree on when their next child should come. And some people have those agreements. However, the pregnancy comes regardless. I mean, we've heard of cases where, despite family planning measures put in place, they're still taking or one thing or the other. So, yeah, it requires some level of planning. And while there are opinions on waiting or not waiting, I'm just of the opinion that how do I say it? I'm just of the opinion that let life take its course. If that happens, if you have the energy for it, but if not, I guess we'll see how it goes. Anyway, um, there are some pros and cons of bed spacing that some people argue and they say works. Now, for the pros of bed spacing, I personally like would like to space my births between pregnancies because pregnancy is a lot. Pregnancy is really stressful. I'm not gonna lie, and then the whole birthing experience as well. Some people say when you've given birth, you forget the story, you forget the experience. It's really not that easy. Oh. Even if you forget, once you're pregnant, you remember everything again. Because first trimester shege alone is premium of premium. So yeah, people have different opinions about how long one should wait before having their next child. I mean, especially around there. Once your child is 1 year like this, everybody will start telling you, your baby needs brother, oh, your baby needs sister, oh, what's going on? Oh, what's the this? So nobody will tell you that there is shege inside waiting and not waiting. That's just how I can put it. They both have their pros and cons. So yeah, what are some of the pros of spacing your birth? Number one is that you give your body enough time to recover. To be honest, the body goes through a lot during pregnancy. Some people have different issues from change drastically changing their body sizes to changing their shoe size. Different things just happen to you, and you're not even thinking about. You just want to get yourself back, but guess what? you are not gonna get that self back. It's never gonna come back to how it was. So there's the reality of this is your new body now. Allowing your body to rest, especially if you had CS. Allowing your body to heal, not lifting heavy objects, and just letting your body rest because you deserve the break. Secondly, is your improved mental health. You need to, pregnancy takes a lot. The whole fourth trimester takes a whole lot. Then, when your child is a toddler, imagine having to handle a toddler with pregnancy or a newborn. The level of attention that toddlers need alone can be so draining. So having spacing your birth can improve your mental health. Can allow you have time for improved mental health because you are not rushing to attend to this, that one. So just consider your mental health if you decide on what spacing you would like to go for. The next thing is that you have more time to bond with each child. I know we always make jokes around here about how older children, we stop being children immediately a new baby comes. We are now like the second parent of the other one. Because even if your sibling messes up, you are the one that will first take a knock for not looking after your sibling. But mommy, I'm just a child too. So for us to try and repeat that whole circle of making children act like parents, proper child spacing will allow you bond with each child, allow the child feel the sense of, oh yeah, this is my mom, this is my dad, we've really played enough. I'm not sure if there's ever a time where they will be really excited to have another child on board. I mean, maybe, but you just have a better time to bond with each child rather than rushing off to the next one. Another pros of not so far child spacing that's going by research 18 to 24 months is that you are able to raise your children together. For example, they are not so far apart in age. One can look after the other in school. They can go to the same school. So you are able to raise your children together. They are able to grow and play and bond together. Then, like I said, you're able to manage childcare, and the school needs will be simpler for each of them in the sense that you are able to say, okay, this is my Folake, pick up this, help this, do that. It's just easier to manage schedules and to run between school runs and the rest. Now, as there are pros, of course, there are also cons. So, what are the cons of not spacing your birth and just wanting to do it fast? Disclaimer, I know that some people just take in, maybe it wasn't planned immediately after a first pregnancy. Some persons just hit them like that. I understand. But some people may not be so informed and they just think that they can keep on giving birth like that. Now, for those set of people, you need to be aware of some of the risk that can be involved, which is number one, the risk of birth complications such as preterm birth, low birth weight, anemia for you on your part, which can also affect the baby. Then there's also the mental stress and workload. We cannot emphasize that enough because it's a lot. And having so many kids that you are just transferring aggression on for nothing. They are not the ones that sent you. You are the ones that brought children into this world. And then next thing, small thing, you are screaming and screaming, behaving anyhow towards them because you are obviously overworked and overwhelmed. So mental stress is something that you would have to deal with. And of course, there might be less time bonding with each child because you are busy running around to sort different needs of your different children part time. And can you do that? Maybe you have the capacity to, but are you in the state of mind to do so? I hope so as well. The truth is that in every spacing, whether you decide to wait for 18 to 24, you decide to wait for 1 year, you decide to wait for 3 years, they would have their challenges and they have their pros and cons as well. And so it's up to you at the end of the day. However, in general, I think that there are some key factors that we need to consider in making the decision on what spacing to choose. And those are questions that you need to answer sincerely by yourself, and you need to think of, you just have to be factual with yourself. First thing is, do you have the mental and emotional capacity to bring another child into this world? The funny thing about all of this is you can deceive yourself, but time will what? Time will definitely tell, because when this child comes, you will be emotionally drained, and the truth will then be revealed to you since you decided not to tell yourself the truth. Secondly, do you have the financial capacity? Children are not cheap. And there's no point bringing a child that you cannot cater for his or her needs into the world to come and be doing understanding child. If it's within your means, please always plan financially for your children. So, do you have financial capacity? Is your biological clock ticking? Now, this is a very, very sensitive one because, like we say, women, biological clock is always ticking. So, if your biological clock is ticking, of course, you don't have the luxury of time to say, okay, I want to wait 3 years. You just have to do what you have to do, which is why I said that there's no one size fits all. And at the end of the day, you just have to do what works for you. Then your health history as well. How has birthing been for you? Some people have medical advice not to give birth again based on the previous experience or several other factors. You also need to put that into consideration. Then, lastly, do you have a goal that you would like to accomplish before getting pregnant again? Because sometimes you're pregnant and you can't do anything again. You can't do anything. Everything just pauses for the next year or two. So if you get pregnant now, how will this pregnancy affect you? How will it affect your goals? How will it affect things that you want to do? These are key questions that I think that you have to answer. However, your well-being is what is best to look after, and that of your child, and of course considering your partner as well. It's a decision that has to be taken jointly so that the other person doesn't feel out of place or rushed. Do you think that there's an ideal spacing for childbirth? I would really like to know and hear from you as well. Perhaps on social media, you can leave us a comment and generally discuss factors that you consider before making a choice in your own personal life regarding child spacing, and what you think that other people too can also take note of that hasn't been mentioned. I do hope that you have enjoyed another episode of POV the Gen Z Parent, and I hope that you've also found today's discussion insightful and valuable for your parenting journey. Remember to subscribe to the podcast if you have not, and to share with your family and friends who may also benefit with our discussions. Till we meet again. Bye.